Jingle bells, Blu-ray sales, Amazon £10 4 days. Now I'm gonna drink my tea. I've lost all timing for this jinglery.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the usual festive gift and pickups, which I did last year, so I thought I'd do the same thing this year, just showing what I got for Christmas and what I bought myself for Christmas, and a couple of amazing deals from Amazon. But yeah, let's just get right into this and kick it off with this Blu-ray anime. So if you follow me for some time on this channel, you know that I want to say into anime, but I'm not into anime like I used to be. I'm talking like I'm into like proper 90s old school shit. But there was this one anime that came out in 2001 called Fruits Basket, and it ended up being it's probably one of my favourite animes of all time. It's one of my favourite shows ever when it concerns Japanese anime. And in 2019, they decided to reboot it and remake it and actually follow the manga, because the original 2001 anime is literally 25 episodes and it kind of has its own ending. They wrote their own ending for the show. This one will go beat for beat as faithful as it can get to the manga, which I'm looking forward to actually seeing the true ending of this story. So I got from my brother, he got me the first season of Fruits Basket 2019. This is obviously the remake. Really looking forward to checking this out and seeing how it improves or kind of changes up the formula from the original 2001 anime. I don't think it's going to have the same charm, because obviously this is more modern and there's not many modern anime that I'm into at the moment. But yeah, Fruits Basket, the original, is just one of the most heartwarming, wonderful stories that I adore. So I'm hoping they keep that aspect with the story in this. It's basically about a girl called Toru. She's discovered in a tent by this group, the Soma clan, is on their land. So they invite her to live with them until she can find suitable housing. But then she discovers that they've got a dark secret, and that secret is when they are hugged by the opposite sex, they turn into the animals of the zodiac. The original 2001 anime was the most fun, adorable, heartwarming, just show about friendship, love, and everything in between. It's just wonderful. So I'm hoping this remake of the show will be as heartwarming and as charming as that original show. That's Fruits Basket. Next up, my wonderful girlfriend Soph picked me up this Blu-ray set. I saw it on Amazon for a good price, and she picked it up for me for Christmas. Bittersweet, this one. Bittersweet for me, and that is the complete series of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Bittersweet, this one. We just lost Jason David Frank, maybe like, beginning of the month, I think. Unfortunately, he tragically took his own life, which is absolutely horrific. On that tragic note, however, I am kind of excited to revisit this show in its entirety. It is just the Mighty Morphin portion. So you've got season 1, 2 and 3 here. But yeah, this show was just my jam when I was like, 9 or 10. I was big into this show. This was probably the big show that took over Ninja Turtles for me as a kid. And yeah, I loved everything about it. This made me take up martial arts as a kid. I never kept up with it, so I can't actually fight anyone. So don't try to ask. Anyway, I adore this show. I think it's just wonderful. It's as an adult as well, looking back on this, it's pretty much a kaiju martial arts show. It's giant monsters and giant robots and suited, superhero kind of characters just duking it out. It is really, really fun. It's probably going to be super 90s camp now, which is sometimes a good thing, or it could date the whole show and it could be terrible. But I'm looking forward to rewatching this. Just a bit of history on Power Rangers. If you didn't know this, it's mostly common knowledge now, but Power Rangers is derives from the original Japanese show Super Sentai, and they decided to amalgamate the monster robot battle characters in the suits fighting and splice them together with American like kind of almost like high school kind of segments. So they basically create their own show by stitching two different things together and making a new show. But yeah, I love this show as a kid. I'm super nostalgic. The theme song is one of the best kids theme songs of all time. you know I'm talking the truth there. But yeah, looking forward to rewatching this. I think Sophie's really looking forward to giving this a rewatch as well. But yeah, that's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Next up is a 4K I've been dying to get, this specific edition anyway, because the standard 4K has been available for quite some time. Never found this one at a reasonable price, but Christmas came, so it was a perfect time to ask for it as a gift, and my mum was kind enough to get me this. This is the 4K limited edition of Akira. Again, more anime here, but one of the temples for me as a kid with anime. Akira, one of the best. I don't think anime would be as prominent in the West without Akira. I think it is just so important to anime's migration of popularity in the Western society. I think it's just integral. And I've always said this, there's a trifecta for me with anime, especially anime movies in particular. There's Akira, there's Ghost in the Shell, and there's Ninja Scroll. Those three were the biggest tentpole anime movies for me that really thrust me into that kind of medium and got me into those kind of animated movies. And Akira is one of those, one of the best animated movies ever made in my opinion, and I'm glad to get this 4K in my collection. That's Akira. Next up is a trilogy of movies where I've not seen them in years, and I thought they were just stupid fun when I was a teenager. I don't know how well they're going to hold up on a rewatch. They could be really dated now in terms of their comedy, but I picked up the limited edition box set of the Austin Powers collection. Yes, Mike Myers in all his camp James Bond spoof glory. Yeah, there's some moments in this show that just still, I see clips and they still make me laugh. So maybe the comedy is not dated as much. But yeah, looking forward to delving into this trilogy again. This set is actually beefy as hell as well. Comes with like loads of postcards and booklet and a poster, and yeah, it's just really nice, nicely presented. Comes in a nice rigid box as well. I do have unboxings prepared for all of these editions as well for the channel, so look forward to those. But yeah, that's Austin Powers. Really looking forward to delving back into this trilogy and seeing how it fares in 2022 or 2023 whenever I get onto it. That's Austin Powers collection. Next up is a new 4K from Arrow Video. Fun story about this movie. I pre-ordered it. I was quite excited to get it. It got lost in the post and I had to basically get Arrow to send me out, but they were very quick to get a copy out to me to replace the lost one, which is really good. That film is called Silent Running. Now, the reason I picked this up, because I remember that this came out on the Eureka label a few years ago, and it always intrigued me. Always intrigued me, this movie. I do like my sci-fi movies, but lately I've been getting into more of older, you know, pre-80s movies, 70s, 60s, some 40s movies in places as well. And I thought this looks like a really cool sci-fi movie. It's down on Google, describe it as a kind of sci-fi drama, which sounds interesting. The one thing that intrigued me about this is it's Arrow Video, and it's a U rating. I don't think I've seen a U-rated Arrow Video title being released. So that was really interesting there. But yeah, this movie just sounds really, really cool. I do like this 4K. It comes with a nice slipcover. I do love the artwork. It's great. So yeah, that's Silent Running. Next up, we have one of the best horror films of the year, in my opinion. Absolutely spectacular movie this is. That is a film called Smile. Really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was absolutely excellent in how it tackles certain themes about trauma forever following you, and people, how they kind of cope and deal and manage their trauma. It's a very, very good thematic movie in that sense. The horror in this is so well crafted. It has some of the most intense sequences where you're just like,
don't do that. No, please don't do that. Don't do it, please, because I am shitting my pants.
It's got some great moments like that, and it has some of the most effective jump scares in what is probably some of the best jump scares I've ever seen in a horror movie. There was some scares in this that were so creative and still, got me. You expect it's weird because it's almost like you scare yourself. Some moments you jump when there isn't even a jump scare because the film has got you locked in the suspense and in the tension. But there's moments in there where you know it's coming, but you don't know in what fashion, and it still fucking gets you. Smile is one of the best horror films of the year, and I think it's essential viewing every year. This is going to be a Halloween staple for me. That's Smile. Next up is the pickup of the year, I'd say. This is the deal of the year. I could not believe these were being sold as cheap as this. I'm just sitting there, minding my own business, chatting to my mates on Facebook, just in the group chat, chatting movies, and then Pete from Playtendo Guy just goes to me, these movies are £10 on 4K. These box sets, get them now. So I'll go onto Amazon. They have like a Christmas limited time deal. And it was limited, guys, because the moment I ordered these, they were just gone. £10 this was. Bear in mind, £10. It's the 4K box set of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I generally could not believe my eyes when this was £10.70 something on Amazon. And it's already gone back up to like 48, 50 quid. It's insane. I've always wanted to rewatch these movies. It's been a long time since I've rewatched these films. But this has both the theatrical and the extended cuts.
I don't think I've ever
seen the extended editions. So this was perfect. £10 for the 4K is insane. Technically, I should have been a dirty scalper and bought two because I get like £40 trading in CEX for this. The deal of the year doesn't end there, guys. It doesn't end there because there's another 4K box set for 10 quid as well, again on Amazon, and that is the Matrix trilogy. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the Matrix trilogy. I like the first movie to a point. I think it's a very fun sci-fi action movie, and I think it really kind of led the way for some kind of really cool sci-fi movies going forward. The progenitor of this movie is Ghost in the Shell. I don't think you would get the Matrix if you didn't have the cyberpunk epic that is Ghost in the Shell. I already have the first movie on 4K with this awesome slipcover. Probably gonna keep that, you know, just because the slipcover is amazing. But when this was like £10.50 something, right? £10.50. I'm just gonna grab it, right? You would not want to grab it. 4K trilogy. It's unbelievable, guys. I had to grab it immediately. Deal of the year, these were. Deal of the year. I don't think there's been a better deal this year. What a way to cap off the year for pickups, man. Lord of the Rings trilogy on 4K for £10. The Matrix trilogy on 4K for £10. You can't scoff at that. Any way you look at it, it is incredible. It's unbelievable. Yes, sir, this is amazing. They did have the Dark Knight trilogy on 4K for £12. I should have got that, to be fair. I'm not the biggest fan of that trilogy. I do have the nice deluxe Blu-ray set that came out all those years ago. But I kind of kicking myself. I should have picked that up. But, you know, you win some and you lose some, I guess. But yeah, this is the best deal of the year. And that ends this pickup video, guys. As always, I will see you next time, I suppose. Bye.